Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you haven't already, click that button and subscribe to our channel. On the menu today, I'm going to make some kedgeree. In here I've got some rice, a basmati rice that I've washed a couple of times, and I've got like 2 cups of rice in here. What we're going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric now. I'm going to add a little bit more later. Also a couple, 2 or 3 green cardamoms, which again I'm going to add some more a bit later as well. It's just to sort of flavour the rice as it goes along. Some people soak their rice for a while, just add in a bit of salt. I don't really find that necessary. What we're going to do is cook our rice. I'm going to get a lid on that, bring it to the boil, then lower it down, cook it. We're also going to need some hard boiled eggs. So what I do is I put my eggs in here now, and they'll cook in there. Save us doing it later. I'll be back when that rice is cooked. Okay, so as you can see, our rice is cooked. There's no water in there now. There might be a little bit, but just leave that. I'm going to take our eggs out now. I mean, if you don't feel good about doing the eggs like this, then just cook them separately. Oops. Just cook them separately. Now, we're going to just set aside this rice. Put the lid back on. Set it aside, leave it alone. Don't drain it, don't wash it, don't do anything to it. We're going to move on to the next stage. So here we go. I've got a large pan here. You're going to need a large pan because we're going to put the rice into this eventually. I've got a little touch of oil in there, and I'm just melting some butter, like a nice large tablespoon of butter. As that melts, we're going to put in a little bit of chili powder, some coriander powder, sort of equal parts, like half a teaspoon each. A little bit more of our turmeric and some ground cumin. Of course, you can use a curry powder. In fact, traditionally, I think that's what you do, just put a curry powder in. I'm also now going to drop in just a few more green cardamoms. Here I've got a little bit of ginger, which I like in here, and I've got some onion which I've sliced, and just here I've got some chili, green chili, and our smoked mackerel. You can use any fish actually, but smoked mackerel works really well with this. We're going to put a little touch of salt, some black pepper, and on a kind of low heat we're going to soften our onions. I don't really want them to be really harshly fried. We're just going to soften them in that butter and those lovely spices. So I'll be back here after just maybe 2 or 3 minutes. There you go, that was just a few minutes just to soften them down nicely. I'm now going to add my fresh green chili, entirely up to you how much you put in, and my mackerel, smoked mackerel, which I've broken into pieces. Smoked mackerel, when you get it, will have the skin on, which you can easily just peel off. So I've taken the skin off and just broken this into a few pieces. So again, let's just cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. Get a nice bit of heat through our fish and some spices on there. Then there'll be time to add our rice, and this is pretty much done. Okay, perfect. I'm now going to add our rice in there, which is that beautiful colour because of the turmeric. we're going to just turn this around in there. You need to keep this kind of quite nice, light and fluffy, so don't go crazy mixing this in. I'm also going to add some dried chives. I don't have any fresh ones. I mean, if you have some fresh ones, you can maybe put them on the top afterwards. And I've got some fresh parsley chopped, or if you wanted, you could use coriander or cilantro. There are many versions of this dish, because it's actually, I think, it originates from kind of making a breakfast from leftover stuff back in the day when the English were in India. So there's all different types. You can use a fried fish, different types of fish. There's a wet, there's a dry type of Kedgeree. This is our little version. And that's done. Off goes the heat. That's going to be served on a plate. We're going to cut our boiled eggs, which I've deshelled since you last saw them. Cut them in half. They're going to be placed on the top. A little bit more parsley or cilantro. And that's it. Some people add some sultanas to this as well sometimes. I don't actually like that, but play around with it. Get it how you want. I'm super happy with that. See you next time. Bye bye.